chat room is always open. You want to send in your feedback. You want to send in your thoughts on how the trading section has been helpful. If you do have some feedbacks about your trade, or you want to ask a question, you could just send it right into the Zoom chat group. So today we did something really different. We posted the trade setup before the time for the trading. So if you did miss that, you want to check that. We did post it on the Telegram setup group. So you have the trade setup already before the Zoom. So that's something that we're doing newly right now. We want you to have all the setup to be able to take it up as fast as possible. Part of the things we do also with our daily setup is that we communicate a lot of insider info to users who are joining us on the daily setup. So if you're here today, we're also going to be giving you some little inside info to what to expect next at Tafabot. Once again, the chat section is open. You want to send in those thoughts, those questions, and we try to go through all of that and answer it all. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about how we want to make Tafa as easy as possible, as seamless as possible for every Tafans, and that is becoming a reality in a couple weeks. So if you can see my screen right now, what you're seeing over here is the new Tafabot app that you're going to be having in the next couple weeks. This totally changes the game for our users on how you're able to seamlessly use the Tafabot platform. So if you can see my screen, you're seeing the new Tafabot app before any other Tafabot user in the community sees that. Now, we did say something that part of our goal with our new app is to make everything as seamless as possible, as easy as possible, that things happen with just one click. So I'll just take you through the process of setting up a Martingale bot like what we currently do with the current Tafabot app. So I'm going to click on the Martingale bot over here, and I want to set up my Martingale bot. So this is what you should expect in the next coming week. So I'm going to click started, and I'm going to select the markets I want to set my bot up for. And I want to select what kind of bots I want to do. I want to make a sports or a futures bot. So I'm going to say I want to make a futures bot. As usual in futures, you accept the risks. Then I want to go with direction of the bots, long or short. Simple, easy, straightforward process that does explain everything to you. So if you're a Tafabot affiliate, what we also tried doing with the new app is to ensure that it gives you less explanation as it relates to explaining to a novice who's just joining Tafabot for the first time. So every single button explains what the button does. Every single part of the app explains what it does to the user. So I'm going to click on, I want to create a long bot, and we're able to select what kind of configuration we want to do. We want to do a manual configuration, or we want to do an automated configuration. So if you've been following what we've been doing with the Tafabot calculator, that is now inbuilt into the Tafabot app. So I'm going to say, I want to do an auto configuration of my bots, and it asks me what capital I want to put, what's number of trade, what is the leverage, what is the price movement, what is the average movement, my take profit, my stop loss, and that is all. If I do click submit, I would have created a 100% functioning bot without any further edits or settings. So I could view my whole bot that I just created, and it is ready to run. So that's seamless. You don't have to impute data anymore. So that is what to expect, and so much more. This is just a little snippet. The new app comes with much improvement, which we are going to be announcing along the way. Things like pausing up your bot. So I could pause my bot without stopping the bot. Things like closing the trade on your exchange without waiting for the bots to close it. So you could just click stop bot and the trade on your exchange. You don't have to go to your exchange to close the trade. It's going to be closed by the bot. So there's a whole lot of new content that comes with the new app. You want to look forward to that. And also for our mirror traders, we did say that we're totally redefining that you're able to copy in a much more seamless manner without having to create multiple bots because you want to cover so many exchange or so many capital. That is still something that the new app brings. So if I click, I want to copy this trader, it shows me all the details about the trader, what bots and what range of capital. So if you are here and you want to own a copy system, part of the things we're doing with this section is also to see users who are following up our setup to the latter, and we're going to be qualifying those users to own a copy because the system monitors your copy and it will be safe for others to copy you. So all you need to do is to say this capital range can copy the bots, no longer $100 capital can copy this bot or $200. So you could say between this range to this range. So whatsoever capital you have in those range, you will be able to copy this bot. So as simple as possible, someone is able to copy your bot, even if it's on a different exchange than you or having different capital than you have. So all of that we're making to become as seamless as possible. So you want to look forward to this and you want to prepare for it. It's really, really going to be exciting. So if you do have if you do want to own your own mirror, we're still going to be guiding you and educating you on that and how you can start earning money with your mirror. So you can see the mirror here has a fee. So if you're following this live setup and you have a large community who cannot follow the setup because they don't know how to, or it sounds technical, or so you're going to own your own mirror. As you follow the setup, their bot is going to be following your trade to execute. So, and you're going to charge them for that. So that is a profit-making system for others who are going to own mirror. So you want to look forward to that and you want to get ready for that. So this is something exciting. Let me know if this is exciting to you in the comment section over there. This is just a little bit of it. We're going to be unveiling what it includes more and more along our meeting. Amazing. I do see a whole lot of super exciting. There is so much more that we cannot wait to show you. So you want to get ready for what Tafabot is going to be doing next. There's a lot of questions. Do you plan to create something for Forex? That is a pretty lovely question. We're already looking into that. We're looking into the Forex market. We're also partly looking into the betting market for a robotic system for that. So yes, that is in view for Tafabot. We look forward to having a Tafabot for Forex, a Tafabot for every single system that makes money for you. So yes, that is an amazing one. A whole lot of comments. This is so fantastic. This is beautiful. Yes, we want to make sure we're giving Taffers the very, very best. And I do have other question. How can I apply to own a mirror? Now that is an interesting part. If you're following the setup, the system is going to be tracking that you do follow the setup to the latter, the kind of configuration of the setup, the security and risk system for the setup to be sure that you're not endangering other people's capital. So when the system monitors that, it's going to show you a pop-up that you now qualify for mirror. But there are still other users that we're going to be looking at who we already know are excellent already. And we want to make other traders follow their trade because they're following the setup that we give. So you're going to see that just a pop-up in your app apply for a mirror, you now qualify for it. We do hope that if you own a community in Tafabot, that you own your own mirror. Even if your community is for like 100 person, 500, 1,000 person, or 100,000 person, we do want you to own your own mirror. That is an avenue for you to earn more profit from everyone following you, and also make it easier for them to follow the trade. As you're making a trade using the configuration, their bot is doing the same, and it is 100% seamless. Means if you click sell on your bot, their bot clicks sell. If you stop the bot, their bot stops. If they do have capital in the market, when you stopped, it's going to sell off that capital immediately. So everything is 100% connected. Amazing. So there's still a whole lot of question. You didn't say anything about auto deleverage in the app. Yes, that is also there. You're going to have auto deleverage and auto leverage in the automated setup at the next stage. So we're going to be seeing that along the way. Another user say, I really do like how Tafa is consistent with upgrade, making everything better and better for users. Yes, that is one of our major goals, is to keep improving and making your trading experience as much better as it should be. That is amazing. So there's a whole lot of questions. When do we expect this app? We've already pushed this for approval. We do hope we get the approval from iOS and Android in a short while. So you should be looking at expecting this in a week, 2 or 3 maximum. So you want to look forward to that. There's a lot of beautiful stuff inside the app. I can't go into that right now. We had a really refurbished system on that. And as we keep having our sections, we're going to be showing you a little bit part of it, so you do understand how to use it before it goes live. That is beautiful. All right. I really want to believe that we all already have created the setup that was sent in the early hours. And what we're trying to do with that is make sure you already have the setup, so you don't have to miss it when we are on the live setup. So we can jump right into the chart and see what it is saying and when to start up our bots. All right, so before we proceed, we want to talk about other users who are still possibly on some setup. We did post for Aave setup that if you're still there, Aave was running at 3 to 5% profit and just kept doing that more than 5 times since the past couple hours. So if you've seen Aave, you see that it's still at the break off into our bullish zone, and it's really finding hard to exceed that. So you could see over here, it's between the bullish and the bearish zone and really finding it hard to cross that, which is why we did post for you to update your Aave setting and set it to take the profits instantly. So if you didn't do that, you want to do that right away. You want to set Aave strategy period 1, take profit 0.1. It's at already 0.5 or 0.3, depending on your entry. Profit means 5% profit. So if you set 0.1, it's going to close the trade immediately. And that's what we want to do, as it's still finding it hard to break out of that. And we still do have declining volume again. So that is not so good. So you want to do that. But if you don't want to wait, or you are in possibly a 1% minus in negative, you can just shut down the bot. I believe a lot of users' entry at Aave should be 77 or 78. So you're just either 50 cents or $1 away from the entry right now. And if it's not moving beyond that, you can stop the bot for less than 1%. And that is a beautiful thing. So we could move ahead with the trades for today. And also other users with MK Arrow. Now, MK Arrow keeps doing the same thing as Aave. It did break into our bullish zone, but failed just at the entrance of it. So one thing you also want to do, it did also go to 3%, move. It went to 690. A lot of our setup is about 680, 688, like mine. So what we also want to do is, if you want to take the new trades for today, there's no reason holding a 1% move. Right now is dropping away again. So you could just shut that down or create 0.1 tick. Better would be to shut it down. Now, we're going to see the reason why the whole market is still reacting this way. And then we're going to be starting our setup for today. Users are already asking, when should we start the setup that you sent? We're going to hit for you to start it, and let's see why we should run all of the setup. So we did talk about that the market, we were expecting yesterday after the whole news of Feds to see how the market reacts, and Bitcoin did react that way, did a really push up, and later broke down out of the push. So that shows a lot of weakness in the money supply of the market, and we want to capitalize on that weakness to create a short for today. So if you do see the Bitcoin volume over here, you're seeing the volume declining, and it's also becoming weak and stepping into the bearish zone. So where do we expect Bitcoin to be? We do expect Bitcoin to go to 25,000 before we see another bounce. So want to take advantage of that. If you have any of the setup running today, I'm going to put the setup in your screen before we move forward. We want to start it up right away as the trade has already started. We sent a setup for BTC, LINA, and RLC. I'm going to put the setup back in your screen. If you have any of those setup, RLC requires more capital because it's covering 42. BTC requires less, LINA also. So you want to start up all of those three setup, and it's on your screen right away. So I'm just going to start up mine. BTC setup, start bot. LINA setup, start bot. RLC setup, start bot. So I have three of my bots turned on and running. If you did not catch it earlier in the Telegram channel, it's right on your screen. Let me know if you did catch it so we could move straight to the chart. So what we're going to try to do from now on is to send the setup ahead an hour to the meeting. So you create it and you don't lose out in the setup. So an hour to the meeting, you're going to find the setup in the Telegram group before we get to Zoom. So this is RLC. Then we have the setup for BTC. Then we have the setup for LINA. Now, if you're looking for a super safe setup, then your setup would be BTC. Now, the reason for that is if we go back to the charts, even if BTC does decide to break out of the bearish zone, or let's say there's a good news or someone pulls in a lot of money into the market, which is possible to happen, BTC has a flow up to 31,000. So if we go back to look at that, let's go to the chart. Please let me know in the charts over here, in the Zoom chart, if you've started your bot, so we're sure we're all on the same page. Let me know if your bot is started. Someone is saying all the bots today are only for futures trade. What of people that are in restricted country that can't trade future? What do you do? So I'm going to show you what to do. So if you can see my screen, we're back to the BTC chart where we're having weak volume. Weak volume simply means people are not trading a lot as they were trading in the previous days. And also people are not buying a lot like they were buying in the previous days, meaning a lot of sell is now happening in the market. So you're seeing a lot of trade despite this market over here was a pump, but it did close with a lesser volume and a bearish volume. So what do we expect BTC to do is to come around our first bearish zone over here at 25,195. So we need to see BTC approach that level. Now at that level, we might see a bounce off that level straight back to around 31,000 over here, which is where BTC needs to be. But if the market chooses to move forward and not decline. We're going to have BTC at 31,900. We've been saying this for the past over 1 or 2 weeks ago. This is what BTC is going to do. But when BTC does that, it's still going to capsize downward, right? So if you want the perfect, most secure trade, then you're talking about BTC, because the move from BTC to the final current zone is around 13%. So that is a very, very safe setup if you're looking for extreme safety. Okay, so you want to do that and you want to create that BTC setup. Then we also do have LINA. LINA over here already dumping into our setup. Now, why are we shorting LINA? LINA did a big pump over here and a weak candle. Now, the reason is we have declining volume. In crypto, we follow the money, not just that the chart is painting that it wants to go up or it wants to go down. None of that matters. We look at where is the money moving into. Of course, money flow can change at any time, but we want to follow where is the money at that point. So if you look at LINA, you're going to see how the volume keeps declining from the point of the pump high up to this point. You keep seeing much more declining volume, and each of the volume is having much more sell volume than a buy. So that shows a lot of people taking out money from LINA, and we want to capitalize on that and make profits of that. So if you did take a LINA trade and you started it up just a minute ago when we said about starting, your LINA is already approaching almost 10%. That is beautiful. So that is a good profit. If you also did take the BTC trade, the BTC is also moving in that direction and making profit. So what do we expect from LINA is the first zone over here at 0.0097. At that point, all of our trade will be done, and we do expect a bounce from LINA. So a lot of you are asking for the setup again. I'm going to put it in your screen. Before we do that, I want to answer for users with Tomo and MK Arrow. I did answer MK Arrow. So you see MK Arrow breaking down again from this zone. I still do have an MK Arrow open, but the only thing about MK Arrow is that despite it is breaking down, it does have a very, very strong buy zone. Means that people are buying MK Arrow. As much as it's going down, people keep buying more. It keeps going down, people are just buying more. So MK Arrow does have the capacity after reaching the bottom over here at 594. If you are able to hold up to that, to have a good bounce. So you could see MK Arrow as accumulation. But better still, if you don't want to wait for that, we did say you just want to short down that trade. MK Arrow is at about they're about 2.8%. MK Arrow is about 2.8% minus. So that is something that you can handle. You just want to call that off. Ocean is about 5%, thereabouts. So those are things that can be managed. If you don't want to wait for that accumulation, you just want to cut off all of those trades. Now, all of those trades at one point today was on profits, if you can see over here, but we did not close that. We only did close the AVE, and I'm glad we did that. I wish we did the same with MK Arrow also. So if you're in any of those trades, MK Arrow, Tomo, and the rest, either you want to call it off to follow the trend right now and make profit of it, or you want to hold it to accumulate a whole lot. Please, someone said, please, when setting the board, do I click on auto deleverage since I'm on aggressive mode? Yes, auto deleverage is an aggressive mode pattern, means you have to click aggressive to auto deleverage, sorry, to get the settings. So that's the same thing with Ocean, with MK Arrow, like I did state. We still have Tomo. Tomo is still that. You see, find Tomo also having a lot of declining volume, yet standing above the bearish zone. So that is still something good. So like I did say, if you want to take the current trade and you just want to cut off those trade, For me, it's always a better option to cut off a 1% trade and take a trade that can make you more than 1% than to hold on to that. But if you're accumulating or you are on spot, means you just want to accumulate for the next move, then that is a beautiful thing. Where can you find auto deleverage in the app? It's not inside the app. If you're joining us for the first time and you don't know auto deleverage, it's a new function that gives your trade much more security, that if the market tries to go against you, is going to deleverage your setup for better security. So to get that, is still a pre-function, means it's not available for every user, but we are making it open for users on the setup. So you want to send an email to futures@tafabot.com. I just sent that into the chat to activate that for you. Okay, another user, you did not say anything about RLC USDT setup. We already did that. It's part of the setup we're taking. I'm going to put the setup back in your screen. Let's do that for those who missed it in the Telegram group. We go back to the setup. So this is our first setup, RLC. You want to create that right away. We're tracking 42 price movement and 6 or 9 average, depending on your capital. So you want to create that setup. We're going to move to the next setup for those who did miss it. Another user, my Tomo, is already on -6. Just like I explained, those are the two options we're looking at. BTC hitting 25, finding support and bouncing forward. So if you want to accumulate, that is a really good accumulation zone. Else you can just cut it off to take the current trades that are running into profits. Another user, please, I'm having issue after connecting my API. Now I did the BTC setup, but the balance shows 0 through my API. You want to make sure that the balance is, I can see you're sharing for futures. You want to make sure that the balance is on your futures wallet. So if it's showing 0, it could mean that it's on your spot or any other wallets. So it needs to be on your future wallets for it to reflect there. So you could just make the transfer to your futures wallet. Another question is RLC on KuCoin. I'm not certain about that. You might want to confirm. If it's not, you want to take the other two setup that we have for today. Another user, can I short trade Tomo, close the earlier long position with a loss if you could short trade Tomo? Okay, let's go back to Tomo. Before that, another setup for BTC, for those who missed it, you want to take this BTC setup. Like I said, could be one of the most secured setup to jump on. So it's right on your screen, so you do not miss it. You want to take the BTC setup. If you're done with that, then we have the LINA setup. LINA is already printing in profits. So while you're making the setup, I'm going to be speaking to the other users for Tomo. Then the user asking if to transfer to USDTM. Yes, that is the right wallet. Not CoinM, transfer to USDTM for Binance. All right. Now for Tomo, like I did say, Tomo is still standing far above our bearish zone for Tomo. Now, if you're following that, you're still probably on about -5, 6 or thereabout on Tomo, but it is still above a bearish zone. Now, if BTC does collapse to the 25,000, of course, Tomo is also going to decline, but that would not mean that I want to short Tomo because we only short weak market, not markets that are strong. Now, a strong market could also decline when BTC is declining, but those markets always have a good bounce up to cover. Now, one thing that a lot of institutional traders does, whale traders, is to accumulate. So you could see a market that is under an accumulation zone, just like Tomo, just like MKRO is currently under accumulation. It could keep declining, and so that you're selling more to them. So what that is happening, they're making you give a first sell, and you're selling to them, they're accumulating. And when the price does shoot, it doesn't shoot 10%, it doesn't shoot 20, it goes for the roof. So MKRO is one coin that is being accumulated right now. Tomo also has that frequency. Okay, I'm going to put back the trade on your screen. We have the BTC setup, then we move to LINA setup. Okay, while that is on, you're creating the setup. I'm going to keep going through our questions. For the user, you already have fund in your USDTM. Once you confirm that, you might want to rebind it. It should show your funds if you have funds there. If not, you could start up the bot. If you don't have funds, it's going to give you more data as to what is happening on your account when you start up the bot. Another user, what is the feedback of the pool on bot speed and capital? Yes, we are still putting that into consideration, checking every angles of that as it relates to how it affects every user. And when we do make a decision on that, we are going to be we're going to be saying that out to all of our users. So you want to keep tuned on that. You want to make sure you're taking the LINA trade. There's still a lot of questions. We keep going through them. I'm on long with Tomo. Should I close it or should I like to continue to accumulate? That is, I could say that is one decision that you probably want to make, but I always believe if you're ready to wait, means you're not bothered that Tomo might not move today or tomorrow, then accumulation is the best thing you want to do, because it gives you much more money into the market. When the market does make a tiny move, it is a lot of profit. But if you want to wait for the daily profit, then you probably want to cut it off to follow the current market move. Now, as BTC remains stagnant, I still do expect other markets that are strong, like Tomo, like MKRO, to keep trying to push forward to achieve a take profit. But we're still shorting for markets that are very weak, like RLC. It's showing a large weakness. LINA is showing a large weakness. So we're only shorting markets that are weak. We're not shorting every market because the market is going to decline. Let me know if you are also done with that trade. All right, another user says, could I go slower? User rated, please do let me know at what point did you lose me, and I'm going to repeat that. And of course, I'll try to be slower. Do let me know in the chat on Zoom if you did miss any part, and I'll go through it again. We're still waiting for others to create a setup while we go through the charts to see questions from other users. So Tomo, another user on Tomo, should you cut it off or should you hold it? Yes, just the same thing. You are on 13, the same thing. Like I said, we could accumulate Tomo and make bigger profit. But if you're looking at profit right now, then you want to set for other markets to trade on. Is Ocean similar to Tomo in movement? Let's jump into the chart. Let's jump into the chart and see what they are doing. Now, it's important to make it clear that some markets are weak, some other markets are bullish, but will also dump just because BTC is trying to dump. So that's why we have things like MKRO. We are not shorting it, right? You could see a large MKRO accumulation. Look at this. These are all accumulation zone happening with MKRO. Whales are buying, and they're going to shoot the price up to $900. So we're looking into that. Depends on how BTC reacts. MKRO could be a trade that we're going to remove from strategy. Take profit of 1 to something like 5 means we could be taking a 100% profit of our total capital. But that's something we're still looking forward to, depending on how BTC does react. Then we have Aave, we're already done with that. Then we have Tomo, the same thing also happening with Tomo, just like MKRO. So we could also see the same response from Tomo. Let's also look at Ocean. So we have Ocean also over here, and Pretty also the same thing, trying to break above our bearish zone. We do see some tiny little bit accumulation, but Ocean is pretty much static than any other guy. So Ocean does have a very, very stable kind of movement. It's not as volatile, it's not as pumpy and the rest. Yes, another user is asking, can we start up the bot yet? Yes, we did state that over a minute ago. You want to start the bot immediately. BTC LINA RLC. So you already find LINA playing to our tune over here, and we have RLC trying to do the same, and BTC already inside our bearish zone. All right, I believe that that is clear. I'm going to leave in our screen again those setups so we do not miss it for users that are still asking. What you want to do after today's setup, you want to set an alert on the Telegram setup channel. So when we do send the setup, you're going to set it up before the live Zoom. So we have LINA over here. Let me know if LINA is done and dusted. We have BTC, we have RLC. Let me know if all of that are done and dusted. LINA is already moving to make its first take profit. That is beautiful. Another is that I have a BTC long on KuCoin. Can I create a short on Bybit? Yes, absolutely, yes. You can do that. As far as they are different exchange, you can have the same market running for different exchange. Okay, for user prayer, do let me know what is the capital that you're using that gave the message you sent. Another is I just finished creating my BTC bot. What next to do? What next to do is to start up the bot. Just click on start and you're good to go. For those who don't have the Telegram channel, I'm sending it again into the Zoom chat. So please look at the Zoom chat right now. You're going to receive the Telegram channel there. You want to join and you want to put an alert to it when setups are posted. LINA just took his first profit. If you're on LINA, please let me know if that is the same for you. Why for those who want to hold TOMO or MKRO, your strategy period should be 1. Like I said, we're just expecting to take one big chunk of profit from those trades. It should be 1. That's what you need to do. And for the take profit, we're going to update that on the go. So we cannot specifically say right now it should be this. We want to see what our take profit should be based on how well TOMO or any of those markets does receive the bounce. That would determine how we're moving with our take profit. So we could be pulling up take profit to 5%, but that is 100% depending on the markets. If you're here, we also want to make an update right now to some of our setup. We're still going to update that in the Telegram group. So you want to pay attention to that. We'd like to make an update to our setup. If you're there, please, this is what you want to do. You want to go for the 3 setup that we just created, BTC, MKRO. I did notice a kind of movement right now in the market, and we want our bots to be as fast as possible. Please, you want to take note of that. You want to switch the take profit for all of those 3 markets to 0.5. You want to switch the take profits to 0.5 for the 3 setup that we just gave. And that is important because I just saw that a lot of markets could stay in a range because they are waiting for BTC to move, and we'll be missing a lot of profit that we should be taking by having a 1 take profit. So you want to move to 0.5 right away, pull it to 0.5. Pull your take profit to 0.5. If you're following the LINA trade, you'll notice LINA should have done 3 take profit right away. It has moved 0.7 3 different times. So you want to update that 0.5. We're also going to announce that in the Telegram group. So you want to put 0.5 take profits. So we can take profit as fast as possible. Updates done. Please make sure you've done the update. Another is I'm using a calculator. Can we say the lower the average movement, the better? It totally depends on your capital. If you have much capital, the lower the average movement, the better, because you have higher opportunity for higher profits. But if you have lesser capital, the higher, the better. Another user, someone introduced me to Tafabot, but I can't see where to log in to start. What you want to do for user Anthony, you want to join the Telegram channel, and you're going to have a lot of user guide you on that. But Tafabot, you need to download the app. So I just sent you the Telegram channel once more. Just sent you the Telegram channel. Yes, I do mean to update the take profit 0.5, BTC, LINA, RLC. Please update 0.5 take profit. We want that trade to run as fast as possible, even if the market is ranging. If we did that earlier, LINA should have completed 3 trade cycle already. It's trying to play a range, and we want to capitalize on that. So LINA just took another profit on 0.5. You want to do that immediately. Users here on BTC not displaying on your Binance position. If your bot is started, you want to check if you have any error log. That will give you better clarity on how that is. So once again, everyone wants to join the Telegram channel. We keep conversation going over there. You could chat there, you could ask more questions over there, and it's sent again right into the Zoom chat. You want to join there, and we're going to be calling it a day so we can update every other user about the take profit setup. I just joined the Telegram, but no provision to send message as I'm muted. If you want to send a message, you're going to click on a message that was sent in the Telegram chat, and it shows you comments, and you're able to chat. For those who missed it again, we are updating take profit for all of the setup to 0.5 from 1. If you've done that, your bot should be moving as fast as possible. And the only reason is the market is playing a little bit range, and we want to be taking profits even with the market range. So it's important to set that. If you're done with that, we're going to be calling it a day for today, and we'll continue that in the Telegram channel. Strategy period is still 5. You don't need to increase that. We're going to tell you if you need to increase that depending on how BTC reacts. So we still keep it at 5. We want to take 0.5 profits every time. Now, if that is completed and the market is still favorable, and because of BTC, we're going to ask you to restart the bot. So all you need to do is just to pay attention to the Telegram channel. For the user for Aave, we've updated earlier for you to close the Aave trade. We did say that hours ago. You want to shut down Aave trade. For a lot of users, Aave completed the cycle, took profit. For some, it was at 5%, and we did say take the 5% profit and let it go, as it wasn't moving in the frequency we wanted. So you want to do the same to follow up the new trade that we have. If you're on LINA, your LINA just closed again with another profit. So we keep taking that profit and seeing how the market goes. So that's going to be it for now while we continue in the Telegram channel. All right, Tafans, let's go make some big bucks out of the market, and see you tomorrow in our next live section.